right, so continuing on the trend of simple repairs right now. Wow, I'm doing much better. I'm still on the road to recovery right now, so excuse my coughs and stuff, as I'm still working on getting better. This camera, I guess I should have did a lot more research on this thing. Apparently the overheating thing that's been happening with it is common, and it's a well-known problem with these. So I'm glad I did my research, but I got a good deal on it, and it does still work very well. I have a new case coming. These have a full aluminum body on them, and it gets really hot. And I ordered a case that's fully aluminum with like fins on it that should dissipate the heat from it and keep it from overheating as easily. So we'll see how that works out. As the case that's on it right now, apparently they say it's to dissipate the heat and help, but it has like a magnet built in it, and all it does is let it get hotter and not burn your fingers, from the research I've been doing. So that case is not like the all fix all. So anyways, all we're gonna do is we're gonna get the interior buttoned up on this episode. Crash module needs to go in, seat belts need to go in. We can test everything then. I'm gonna hook the scanner up and see if we got everything cleared. Now we did have some grounding impact sensor ground codes, and I thought about cleaning these up a little bit, the impact sensors on the front. I don't know if that's a code that's going to go away on its own, or if, like I said, or if I'm going to have to clean these up a little bit so that they ground. I don't know. So I might just do that just to be safe. And I already have the battery disconnected. We'll get the crash module in, we'll get the seat belts in, and test everything, and then we can put everything back together. So that's why my videos are a little bit shorter right now. I'm on the road to recovery. Alright, so cleaned up the bolts on the wire wheel, sanded the mounts, and then I put galvanized primer on it. I don't know if they actually ground to that or not, but I mean, I would assume that it does. So the galvanized primer helps it keep its ground, and you know what I mean, so the paint's not screwing that up for us. Now, next thing, let's just go ahead and put the crash module in. So it wasn't as cheap as I thought it was going to be. I ended up probably got 175 bucks and having the seat belts and the crash module redone, which is still fairly decent. But they emailed me after they got this because it has an MCU. I don't honestly know what that is. It needed further payment, so I had to pay $15 more for them to reset this, but apparently it's good now. So I'm going to go ahead, throw this in. If you remember right, the bolts, the only way I could get to the bolts was to take the whole stereo out so I could get those back two bolts. It's fun, yeah, let me tell you. So, well, what were the back? Were they nuts? Yes, the back two are nuts. And then the front one is a bolt. There's only 3 bolts to hold this in. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this back in. And then I will plug the seat belts in, and we'll get power to this thing and see what comes up. Alright, so we got everything plugged back in except for the 4-way switch. I'll get to that. I'm gonna go ahead and hook the battery back up. Now that everything's back in, I'm just gonna put it on there. Hopefully got a good connection. Now, let's see what this thing wants to do now. So, I don't have my computer in here right now, but let's just see. How about that? No more airbag faults. Nothing. Everything's cleared out. Everything's good. Boy, that was a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. So, oh, are my headlights on? Oh, I don't have the sensor on. Turn off. There we go. You see better now? So I see the eyesight thing. You can turn it off and on up here. Crash avoidance, lane assistance. So mine doesn't not have that. There's cameras inside of these things. So that's pretty neat. I'm curious to see how that works. See if it's something I like or not. Probably not, but yeah, we'll see. So I guess we'll go ahead and shut it off now. And let's see, there's probably more stuff I can do. Oh, we're in neutral. There we go. Give me my key back. Why won't you give me my key back? All right. I had to set the shift. Why am there something sticky on me? I had to set the shifter back on there for it to turn the ignition off. I was fiddling with that for a while. So now we need to get this interior back together. Also, I want to see if this plastic piece that I got at the junkyard, if it's going to be sufficient or not. Get out of here. I think this is going to work out just fine. Honestly, if I can get it. I don't think it's going to work. Alright. We'll mess with that here in a little bit. Alright, it took just about everything out of me, but full interior is back together. Everything's kosher. Got my seat lean forward so I can put this panel in. All the trims, everything's in. Looks good. Only thing we're missing on the interior is this little plug. Not worried about that. It's just going to be there. Good to go. And everything's happy now. Great. I really like this gauge cluster better. I'd like to get that in mine, but I don't know if you can swap them or not. Probably not, because of the odometers. It would probably read an error. I know I tried to swap an SCI cluster into my WRX and it was not happy. It wouldn't run because I put those gauges in. But yeah, it'd be neat if I could switch over to these. I like them better. I think I got one more thing left in me. I need to get all this trim that they put on here. That needs to come off. And then all of these badges, I don't know that all of these badges are going back on. Especially this one. The partial zero emissions vehicle thing. I think I'm going to just leave that one off and do 4 of them. That's what most of them I see have. In fact, I haven't seen one on the road today that has 3 badges on this side. It looks too clustered. I need to remember I need to order lug nuts for this dang thing. I got 1 lug missing on all of them, so they probably had locking lugs on it and somebody removed them. So I'm going to get the heat gun out and some string. I think yes, I do have some string. This isn't quite fine enough, but we're going to try it right here. And let's see if I can get in there and work that out of there. The fishing line works really good. I don't have any fishing line. I'm not a fisherman. Much better. Now, when I go to put that Subaru emblem back on, as you can see, or the all-wheel drive one, they are just separate letters, and you have to space them out good. So what we'll do is we'll make a template off of my Subaru, and I can mark where the letters go and leave like a square to make sure that I have my spacing correct when I go to put that back on, and for the all-wheel drive one. So I wasn't worried about making templates right now. I can do that later. But everything's off. They left a clear paint line across there that we're going to have to sand smooth. Just like they did on the outer edges. Why? I don't know. Looking at this, I think we're not going to repaint the whole rear bumper. I think we're going to just paint the edges in the bottom section. Come around there, and we'll re-clear the center. That way I don't have to repaint that whole thing. But we are going to have it off the car. The rear hatch I'm going to do on the car. We'll strip this car or whatever, get it down to where I need to. This is getting repainted. I'm going to try to remove this third brake light so that we can get the paint in around it. Actually, you know what? Save me time. I don't even really need to, because it looks like they did. But the runs that they have in this are horrendous, so I want to redo it, especially up around the top here, around there, over here. Oh, and that just looks like they took it off with a razor knife then. And that's just the clear. So if I can get that clear knocked down, oh, what is that? And then there's a hair in it right there. So, yeah, I don't know. When we sand it, we'll see how it looks when I'm done, but I think we might just be repainting that, because we are repainting the hatch. I'm going to take this off, too. So the more I'm getting into today, it's enough for me. I'm sweating, doing nothing, so I quit. So if you guys like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom now has the Roni. Don't know how that happened. And we'll see you on the next episode on Wrecked. What are you doing? Yeah. Mommy. Nope, better go get Mommy. Stella's playing hard to get. Come here.
Stella, there you are. You came out the mummy's voice.
Maybe she don't like Daddy no more.
She popped right out of there.
You don't like Daddy no more? Somebody's jealous now that she's getting attention.
She popped right out of there. Like, popped the...
Are you getting jealous?
No, I don't want you up here. She's about to jump up here.
You want to come say Bob?
No, I don't want you. I don't want your butt.
Later.